Hey, what's going on, guys? Sincere here from whoissincere.com. Just wanted to do a quick story here. I was watching Access Hollywood earlier tonight. I'm actually not feeling that well tonight. I'm actually a little bit under the weather. Had a tooth pulled a few days ago, but yeah. So I'm sitting here watching Access Hollywood. Everybody's coming in after 5 o'clock and coming into the house and stuff and getting settled in, and I'm making dinner and all that stuff. And I'm walking by the TV and I see this lady, Anna Lynn McCord. Now I looked her up to see who she was because I didn't, know who she was. And from what I'm getting, she used to play on the FX television series Nip Tuck, um, and other roles. So, I see her. She's on here, talking to Billy Bush, in regards to her having been raped when she was 18 years old and by someone that she thought was a friend, and the violence of that experience, also coupled with the violence in her life growing up of being beaten. Now, what I noticed is, and just from listening to this thing, is the way Billy Bush opened it. He opened it right from the top, from the first sentence, um, with Christianity and beating your children, and he pretty much compared um, the way that the cruel way that she was brought up, at the hands of her parents and whoever else the adult male was that sexually assaulted her. He compares this violence with the rearing of children in the Christian belief, the spirit of rod to spoil the child. Um, that's kind of disturbing, to come right off to open up a segment with that, and then to go into a segment without warning. And you know, kids are walking around during this time. This is after school. This is around dinner time. Homework is done, and kids are walking around. They're around the TV, and to have this young lady who looks like a teenager still, I don't know how old she is, but she looks like a teenager still, with a short dress on, talking about how she was um, raped, she was pretty much violently sexually assaulted. I mean, I just found the story to be very off. I am all for women's empowerment and for them getting their stories out there and letting people know. Um, but I think that Access Hollywood dropped the ball on this. I think that they really dropped the ball on this because they've aligned themselves with this lady, um, and whatever cause that she's a part of, she's obviously, coming out and telling her story, and there's a cause that's going to be attached to it, certainly, um, of some kind of empowerment for women. Now, I know the kind of empowerment that I want for my daughter, and I want her to be positive. I want her to have the best upbringing. I want her to have the best education, the best shot that she can have at making the world better for herself and other people, and fulfilling happiness in her life. Okay? Now, when you have media influences like Access Hollywood and all other different kinds of influences, that can subliminally throw things into the atmosphere of your home if you just have it playing. It's not saying that the kids have to be sitting down watching it or anything like that, but if it's just playing, maybe you're talking on the phone, having a phone conversation with somebody, Access Hollywood is playing, and your child is standing close by and they're listening. As I was walking back and forth. I was cooking, so I was in my kitchen. I had this turned up, and I was still listening to it and walking back to check the TV and was doing stuff in this room too. But the language was, it's not that it was bad language or anything like that, but the subject matter and the content was heavy subject matter and heavy content that I'm not sure that I will want my kids exposed to in the middle of the day without, well, in the middle of, beginning of the evening, without warning. Not only that, when you follow her calls, if you go to Access Hollywood page on Twitter and then you actually look up Anna Lynn, and you go to click on her name here. Actually, it might take me forever to do it now. It's been going a little slow. There you go. All right. You click on her, you see, big following, pretty decent sized following base, and all that good stuff. Followed by Russell, MTV, Ellen. So there's, you know what I mean. She's followed by a few people. She's a star. Like I said, I don't know who she is. I don't know all the stars out there in Hollywood. I'm not that interested. This story just caught my attention on Access Hollywood. This is completely out of the norm for them. So I followed, as most young girls are going to do that hear this story on Access Hollywood. They're going to follow to see who this chick is, or they're going to either know who she is and say, oh my goodness, what's going on? I can't believe she came out with this story. Let me go see what this is about. They're going to go over to her page, and as you can see, her last couple tweets are not personal tweets. They're what I call company tweets. Whenever you have a profile like this, you're pretty much a business. This is not you. This is a business entity. In case people didn't know, your whole life is a business entity from the time that you sign your birth certificate. But that's a whole different topic. This is a business entity. This is a program that is automatically posting things that you think that she's tweeting. She's not tweeting what you see here. These things that you see here are just set out by a program. They go out every so often. This looks like it was, maybe twice a day, set up on twice a day or something like that. I'm not going to view the full profile. But obviously these tweets are cut and paste. Which is indicative of it actually running off of a software platform. So this is her account is ran off of a software platform. It was on NBC Access Hollywood as a hot topic story, and this is pretty much going to go out to all the young ladies that are out there, okay? And it's going to connect with the young ladies that are out there. So NBC and Access Hollywood, they're pairing themselves with grasping the young ladies with this story from Annalyn McCord and driving an effort for a reason. Well, when we look in social media land and see what that reason is, and this is why I say I don't like my children, and I don't want my daughter aligned with anything dealing with media. I mean, it's inevitable on some fronts, but this is why I say not. Look at her first tweet, and both of these tweets actually. I choose love, I choose peace, I choose freedom. Love, peace, freedom, caps lock. Retweet if you want to hashtag end slavery in your lifetime. Hashtag I choose the film. I choose campaign.com. Wow, sounds empowering. From a lady who just got done telling us about her sexual abuse and who just got done telling us that men beat her up in her life and she thought that it was okay, and then she realized that that's not okay. From a lady that's talking those things, even though it may be a little bit harsh from what my ears were hearing and how it was delivered to the younger people, I would have preferred it delivered in a more careful way, especially when you look at her awareness and her persona during this interview. It doesn't even seem like she was prepared for this interview. Any grown woman that's still afraid to say the words I had sex or have sex as a grown woman, there's probably an underlying problem going on. She couldn't even say the words to Billy that about a sexual encounter that she had with a gentleman. And if you can't even say the words I had sex, anyway, this interview was a disaster. So you see these strong words here: love, peace, freedom. Retweet if you want to end slavery in your lifetime. So I said, oh, well, she must have some kind of motive. Access Hollywood is behind it. Let me see what this is about. Let me see what this young lady is doing to empower young women. And this is what comes up. Now, I don't know about you, but when I see that, it knocked my socks off earlier, because I've never seen NBC or Access Hollywood pair with something like this to reach our younger ladies. This is over the top. This is the cynical, dark, evil side of marketing that I try to tell people about. You guys are worried about the wrong things in life. You need to start worrying about what's going on in marketing. There are some sick, twisted things going on in marketing, and it's all a psyops campaign. It's all against the people. They know what buttons they're pressing. They know how the government is starting to raise the children instead of the parents. This is very reminiscent of how Nazi Germany was starting to get their propaganda. And we're getting the same crap, except it's so much tougher. This is some hardcore stuff. So if you're a young lady and if you're watching Access Hollywood and you connected with that story and you click this link and you got to this page, I want to let you know, as the father of a daughter, this is not okay. Excuse me. This hurts me. This is not okay in any kind of way. I don't even care what the rest of the website is about. I don't even care. I don't care if it's about saving animals, humans, anything else. A cure for anything, I don't care. If my daughter was watching this TV program, and like so many young ladies around the country do nowadays, they hold their cell phones and they connect with everything they see on TV. That's what they have the kids doing now anyway with these big TV shows. Tweet in your vote and all this other kind of stuff. Tweet in your answer. So you're giving all these network stations your polls and your phone number attached with your name and a poll of how you think and feel. This is all marketing. This is all statistics. This is all results that you can gauge so you can learn how to better market to your demographic. They know what they're doing. And for them to take a step like this and to partner up with Anna Lynn McCord and whatever this is, that, I mean, love, peace, freedom, end slavery. I click the link and I get this. Well, excuse me, what the hell does this have to do with love, peace, freedom, or slavery? Unless we're delving into the mind of somebody that I don't want teaching my daughter anything. But yet, the Christian topic was the first thing that Billy Bush brings up in talking to this woman. And the end result of all of this, if I was a young teenage girl watching this, is this. What kind of pattern of thinking is that leading? That's straight garbage, trash. There's nothing else to say about it. It's the lowest trash that I've ever seen from Access Hollywood. And I've seen some things, but this took the cake to me. I have a daughter, like I said, and this took the cake for me. To see this woman who didn't even appear to be all the way there. If you drop that. If you can't even say that you had sex with somebody and you don't know how to say the words as a young adult, as a young lady, that, yeah, I had sex with such and such, and you have to beat around the bush like, well, you know, before we did, you know. There's something wrong with that. There's something a little bit off with this person. There's something a little bit unresolved in that area. And maybe her painful, quote unquote, painful past should not be a part of what Access Hollywood is promoting right now, especially if it's going to lead to her unresolved issues in teaching a younger generation of people this. If I never came back to the website ever again, this is the last thing that I'll remember from this website. And when you correlate that in the minds of a young person from beginning to end, from the demonization of Christianity and beating your child and pretty much rearing your children, and how that's bad, and that the way that her father or whoever her guardians did it, her protectors, they obviously beat her instead of reared her and maybe gave her a spanking when she was supposed to. I don't think any man should hit a woman, first of all. She's going to get a spanking. Her mother should have gave her a spanking. But you're going to correlate Christianity with brutality to children. And then you're going to lead the younger generation into the sexual bondage fantasy. Are you serious? Are you serious? Am I stupid here? Am I dumb? Am I the only one that sees this? Come on, you can't be serious right now. This is just painful to watch. Painful to watch, because I think about my child. I'm all for people having their freedom and doing, if you want to go do this freaky stuff and enjoy your life and do that freaky stuff, do it. I don't care. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever makes you happy. You get your rocks off. But if you're going to promote this on Access Hollywood, and then one of my kids could click on your page and say, oh shoot, she's about a good positive initiative. I choose love, I choose peace, I choose freedom. I'm about to retweet this because I want to end slavery. I'm not going to be bounded by nobody. Shoot, well, let me go to ichoosethecampaign.com. That doesn't look like there's any choices being made. Okay? So, I'm going to leave it at that. I believe I've grilled them enough and said what I needed to say. NBC needs to clean their act up. Access Hollywood needs to clean their act up. This is repulsive. This is nasty. This is wrong. This is, I will tell you what this process is called. And somebody, write it in the description section, start talking about it. The process is called funneling. In marketing, we call the term funneling. When you start from the top and it has an outcome, you funneled information. The funnel started when Billy Blanks, when whatever his name is, Billy Bush, when he first opened up the statement with Christianity and comparing the brutality of her situation with the word of the Bible, as far as saying, spare the rod, spoil the child. When he first made that comparison, that's when the funnel began. Right after the commercial, he made that comparison. First thing. To going into talking to her about the sexual abuse, to the excessive beating, to then, of course, putting out the follow this and that, and we'll follow up later and this, and follow her here and there. For the child, or for the young adult, or whatever you want to call the person that's, a young, impressionable mind, a teenager, to pick up the cell phone or their tablet or their home computer and to go follow Annalyn McCord. As soon as you pull it up, it's kind of got a little swag to it. So it looks kind of cool. It's an official profile. She's followed by cool people. Nice following base. And it looks positive. And then you click that link. You just click it. And this is what you come up to. That's called funneling. You start at one end and you get to a conclusion. This is a terrible marketing strategy that I don't even know why Access Hollywood aligned themselves with this. I really don't. I just know that my kids won't be watching Access Hollywood ever again. And I now know that they not only, okay, you can cater to trash TV, but Jesus, I mean, how low can you really go? Do you really want to just throw our kids out there like that? I'm done. Go to my website, whoissincere.com.